Oh, okay, audio check, here we go. We will be starting in a minute or so. Let me give me some time to share this stream with a few groups, and then we should be ready to proceed. So, yeah, just as a quick, let me see this. As a quick preview of stuff, this is going to be our first draft of Bloomburrow. At this point in time, the initial reports is that blue red is the weakest color pair of the bunch. The non-creature spells aspect hasn't quite lined up in a format where everything is about creatures. That said, there are some key interesting points here. I've seen some streams and some drafts where blue red is because of the report that consensus that blue red is one of the worst color pairs, that it becomes so wide open that it's actually quite playable. So has the format auto corrected itself that fast? But that said, the spotlight right now is still on the really aggro colors. Green is probably still the best one of the bunch. Blue kind of suffers for having the weaker color pairs in its lineup. Frogs is pretty good as it is, but birds, rats, and otters kind of suffer on the kind of suffer. So they're the ones kind of pulling blue down. And yep, my phone is on the far end. Okay, yeah. Malaki naman max cap, I think. Yeah, there's... And yeah, the highlight is pretty much in the aggro colors, particularly I mentioned green is one of the better ones. Green red is okay. Green white is the highlight one. Red white is kind of the second highlight one. Both of them being relatively fast, if very good at going wide and around. Squirrel folk, frog folk, they tend to be very cyclical in the sense that you kind of want to have a lot of strategies, and you kind of want to have setup time needed to get it running. But if you could get it running, it's really good. Batfolk is the better of the two offline color pairs. It is doing a lot better than birds from what I hear. Rats is a bit of a wild card. It does require a bit of setup, though. Dumping 7 cards is not the hardest thing in the... Well, I guess it's kind of hard if you need to buy a lot of time against a really aggro start. And that's pretty much the thing. The focus has been quite on all the early drops. Like, either you are playing to play all the early drops, or you're playing to contain all the early drops and then dump your big late game drops. That's pretty much how the situation has been. It's kind of balanced in that sense. But more of them, that's the tug of war in the format. Now, whether it's really balanced is another story. Anyway, we can now quite begin. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are doing a premiere draft of Bloomburrow. We're just waiting for this one more person. Hey, whoever you are, wake up. We're just waiting for that, and then we would proceed. Spot removal is quite plentiful, but because of the power level of the lower curved values, it actually kind of diminishes spot removal in a sense. You're kind of looking to big removal as a result. That said, so the really expensive cards kind of take a bit of a low priority. There are a few creatures that don't line up with the creature types, but are quite good in their own right. Brightblade Stoat is one of them. We have the best, apparently what's considered the best common Intrepid Rabbit. But we also have Valley Questcaller, which is also a very good pull here. Now the sad thing is, if I take this one, this becomes a signal that white is open. But I kind of still want to take this one anyway, because it's going to become a signal one way or another. The Offspring creatures become a bit of a problem here. I still have to take it. My other option is just taking the Daggerfang duo, which solidifies us in black, but it's very unexciting. So Thistledown players is fine. Life Tree duo allows us to open up between all of we can go into rabbits, we can go into bats that this way. Agate Blade Assassin, all-star in the bat deck, but we're not sure we're there yet. Bark Farm Harvester, interesting as a shapeshifter. I guess it's fine. Again, the Daggerfang duo is kind of staring at us. For the common good, is green is said to have all the really good rares, except for this one. That's probably the one exception. The Junkblade Bruiser would be really good in the high end, as a top end. That's one of the... So green-red tends to be better positioned for this. I'm gonna try to go for Synergy first, see if we can get these to line up. And as you can see, yeah, rabbits dried up really quickly, so that leaves us bats as the second option. Rats not looking so much. Removal, yeah, removal is a bit on the questionable side. I am definitely going to take the Moonrise Cleric. We're probably going to go into bats at this point. Black does have a good amount of removal. Nocturnal Hunger is a good one there. This also fits well in the gain life, lose life team. And yeah, this is probably a good way to fit. This is a very good way for us to start taking our claim. Ravine Raider is the other one. It sets it apart for black red lizards. We are giving up. Yeah, we're giving up the Pawn Prophet. But I feel like we're kind of deep into these colors that we kind of want to solidify into here. Well, we have to be a bit more flexible. Like if the packs start drying up a bit, we need to look for an alternate option. That said, if we can get a bunch of the hop-ins 3 mana for 3/1/1 rabbit tokens, those that could shift us back into rabbits. It's usually finding the direction in the first few picks that is the hardest part here. If you get contested very early, you're in trouble. Well, at least it's not super ideal. If you get contested really early, you have to recognize it really fast. Otherwise, it can be troublesome. So, Veteran Guard Mouse is okay, but it's a bit on the expensive side. We could go for a Downwind Ambusher. This is okay, even on its own. It's also a skunk. Alternately, we can solidify into white, take a Driftbloom Coyote. This one is also this is also removal and does give us a top end to work with. Or I could just take another Nocturnal Hunger. Though if I want to go into black, I would take the Ambusher instead. There's also Thistledown players. Mousebard. I think I take the Ambusher this time. This is still a creature-centric. This is still a creature-centric format. Having lots of creatures help. Okay, and we do get a good reward here in Starseer Mentor. Now we definitely want to be looking for life gain, life loss sequence in here. Tornplate Intimidator. This one is fine. That's fine. If we could get it to come back, it's nice. Also, if we could get in these Uncharted Havens to come back, it's also good. But this is the top end that we. This is the synergistic top end we want. It does tell us that bats is quite open. We are, or at least no one is really contesting bats. So what we're now actually, but here we're now focused on. Okay, so this one we get some removal here. This one is a bit. This one doesn't quite line up with us here. Yeah, we'll take this one. Sonar Strike is quite good for us. Then pack 8. Ooh, Intrepid Rabbit Lake. We will take that. There's a Glide Dive duo that does line up here, but it is a bit on the expensive side. If it were cheaper, even with lesser PT, I would take it. But we have to take the best common if possible. And it came back again. Okay, so so we are lining up in colors here. There's a Barkform Harvester, but we will probably we'll start making sure we can line up our colors now. Besides, there's a tree mascot. That one also counts. Yeah. So far, I like the lane we're in. We do have to note 2 pieces of removal. Yeah, removal. Playing removal is now a game in itself. Like you have to know when to play it. Ooh, this one is a solid rare as well. Let's see what are other options before we take it. Well, there's a solid one here, Banishing Light. Wix Patrol, a bit. It is pretty good. It's a bit on the expensive end though. That's the concerning part. I might rather have Banishing Light. The issue with this one is that green has a very good creature with gift that allows it to just destroy that allows it to destroy enchantments. So this one is not as great as it is. Alternately, I could take a Warren Elder, but we'll take the Banishing Light first. Now we're looking for ways to gain life or lose life. Lupin Flower Village. Look at this, becomes a way to dig for more. Hazel's Nocturne kind of helps us here. Is it a bit too early to take it? Probably not. The other options are not that great. This one's great for the mouse deck, but we'll speculate on this one. See if we can. Okay, Starscape Cleric. Still need lots of ways to gain life, but this is a way to go around it. Alternately, we can take the Agate Blade Assassin because these don't come back that often. But these are more common, so I guess we'll take this instead. Also, early flyers. Okay, another Life Creed duo is pretty good. Jolly Gerbils! Whenever you give a gift, draw a card. Starforged Sword enters if the gift was promised, gets a free equip. Yeah, we'll take the Life Creed duo here. So we kind of have a bad plan. I hope it's still good even with that pun. So the alternate way is that yeah, our opponent's gonna have lots of removal. We want trade much in combat and then recycle cards and then keep getting cards back. White black also has a bunch of cards that return to the battlefield at lower cost, so we're looking for those. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of common goods that's not gonna get taken. I could take the Heirloom Epic, but it taps our creatures down, so we'll just take another Sonar Strike. Veteran Guard Mouse. We don't have that many things that target our own stuff yet. There are a bunch that are good. We just haven't quite lined up into it yet. Bravekin Duo would fit the bill. But I would rather have another Moonrise Cleric as an insurance plan. Because we now have a mini plan here. Starscape Cleric into a bunch of life gain. Flowerfoot Swordmaster. Yeah, we're definitely taking this one. Our other option is Starlit Soothsayer. Not the strongest of the bat payoffs here. It is fine. There's a Rabbit response that we do want at least one, considering how many creatures we can output here. Alternately, we could take a Bonebind Orator as a way to return stuff, but this one is a bit clunkier for us. Because it's a bit on the clunkier side, and the creatures we're returning are kind of on the cheap side. Our expensive ones are Starseer Mentor and Downwind Ambusher. There is a Wix Patrol. We'll take this one on speculation. I don't know if it will make the cut. It probably still can make the cut. It is removal on a creature. It just depends on how good our low end is. Like if we can get our low end quite stacked, we can start cutting lands and expensive spells and just run it that way. We do have to be concerned that white does not run a lot of card draw. So I might be forced to take a Lupin Flower Village even though it's generally a down. It's fine. It's kind of a downside. Well, it looks like no one's into squirrels if the Dre leader is coming around here. Hey, the Gerbils came back. We don't have that many. We don't have any of the gift cards actually, so. Hey! Okay, that Warlock. Reveal. Okay, so we have Bobside Augur. We're gonna take this one. Alternately, Consumed by Greed is our next best choice as a really good removal. Darkseid is an interesting option because it does give us some card draw, but we're definitely taking the Augur here. We lined up well for bats. So also, so looking at it, our rabbit response is kind of at the top. So let's do a sanity check on our rabbits. We do have a few, 3. They can offspring. There's a star charter that's nice. It's a way to dig for more creatures, but I'm not passing another intrepid rabbit here. We're gonna keep going on the intrepid rabbit route. The the tokens are so interesting. The tokens are so nice, are quite nice to look at actually. So here's an interesting one. Mouse Trapper, but we don't have this. We kind of want things like equipment. We could take a Warren Elder. I could. Okay, right now our top end seems to be closer to black, so yeah, our color is closer to white. So a Drifting Coyote can easily replace Wix Patrol here. Hello. Siguro nan sige ko ulit sa ilo. Okay, pwede din na. Pero kasi nang sige ko ulit sa siya kulo ah. Pero pwede. O sige, kokwe na lang, kokwe na lang. Okay, sige. Okay. Okay, that was just a dinner discussion. I guess I could take Head of the Homestead. This is a bit on the expensive side, but I guess it's fine. Not too sure about that pick. Ooh. Carrot Cake is a very good one. We can take Huskbuster. I almost said Hulkbuster. I think we have enough creatures that we could make this a top end. But Carrot Cake works better for us because it does give us a life gain trigger if we need it. Oh, and there's a Parting Gust for Blink shenanigans. So this one, it could also be an exile if we need to. So this gives us another removal option. Because it's either that or another Flowerfoot Swordmaster. That one's a bit more replaceable. I think. Oh wait, yeah, we'll take this. We'll take this. I'm not so sure. I panicked in the back. Okay, this one not so great here. Another Wix Patrol I don't want. So another Sonar Strike I don't want. I guess I could take this one on the side as an option. If I need to lower the curve, I need to start taking cards that can help lower the curve. This is card draw. We're at 17 and 8. I'll take this as an option. Yeah, we can start taking Thistledown players now. Ooh, Mousetrapper's back. There is a short bow that we could probably take. I need to see how many Valiant triggers we have. 1. We don't really have any. So that was... so... It is flash though, so I guess what we could do is you could just drop it as a flash creature. It's still fine. The Parting Gust is a big question mark, but it does lean us closer to double red, so I might drop Wix Patrol. The double black is questionable now in this. Definitely 1 and 1. Yeah, I like the way it's leaning. The only gift spell we have is some Parting Gust right now, so we can... I guess we can... No, I'm keeping the 3/3 mascot because there are times we might get stuck. Because our curve right now is pretty good on 10 and 9, so we have a lot in the early game. So what does that leave us? Rabbit Response, we probably still want to keep. Hazel's Nocturne, I still want to keep. Yeah, we're definitely cutting creatures at this point, so it's a question of which are our 2 weakest creatures. It might actually be the 3/3 mascots that's the weakest. And the Mousetrapper is also probably in the weekend as well. Flowerfoot Swordmaster works as a way to go wide, so I'm fine with this even if we don't really get to trigger it. we'll see. Yeah, because it at least works together with Valley Questcaller, and that's our deck right now. We're gonna see if we manage to line up pretty well, or if we're gonna get trounced by even better decks. That's something for us to keep in mind. We are super vulnerable to really bomb rares. Like, our removal is super limited. We are okay. At least this one is a keep. I guess I can wait. I don't need to play it right away. So I'm gonna play the Life Creed duo first. And the reason is because, especially since our opponent showed black. Okay, not into removal quite yet. We could go Banishing Light here. Definitely I want to play these two left. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go Fleetfoot Swordmaster, start going wide. Then next turn we will have the option between Valley Questcaller, Carrot Cake, or Banishing Light. I'm gonna block with this one. If our opponent wants to spend spell just to buff it up and punch through, go ahead. Moonrise Cleric. Oh, Sonar Strike is our other option. We'll go Valley Questcaller first. That might be a bit premature. Our opponent's probably going to just remove Valley Questcaller now. We only have that one. Oh no, just Jolly Gerbils. This time that one is kind of sus and a bit unnecessary. We'll just take the hit. So now we definitely want, yeah, our own Moonrise Cleric is going to be good. Oh yeah, we're going to get lots of free scries as a result. So I could just remove this right away and go for the full swing. I guess, yeah, we'll do that. We're kind of the aggro deck. We need to start setting up here. There's an argument for not swinging in Valley Questcaller since our opponent could have Sonar. Yep, they have their own Sonar Strike, but no bat, so it does. It was bound to happen eventually. Okay. So I guess we can now sack Carrot Cake here. Now we definitely are. What are we looking for? Our Rabbit response. We're definitely removal would be nice. Basically, we need to start digging on our own as well. Opponent goes for the Saber on that. That's bound to happen. Into a Dagger Fang duo. Okay. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. We were gonna get stuck on lands. So attacking with the Valley Questcaller was kind of greedy and a mistake. Our best bet was to not swing with that one. Oh wow, opponent's hitting all the removal on top deck. Nice. Opponent might want to rethink the attack with the Agate Blade Assassin. Yeah. They have. So we can get it back. That's the good news. Yeah, that's our way to get back in the game. So opponent's going to need to crack this if they want to surveil. They probably will. They're also going to start holding this back, so we just need to hit. Warren Elder is perfect for us. Okay, that's fine. We could do this either way. And so now Warren Elder can help punch through, depending on what our opponent's card is. Oh, they're going for a Starscape Cleric. But these can't block, so... Yeah, opponent concedes. Actually, that's a good reminder for us, because we also have a Starscape Cleric. Those guys can't block. We need to remember that. I was hoping to hit the white version of the... that return to the battlefield, and if you gave a gift, you can give more. You can get more... You can get an additional card. That card has been making its rounds in Explorer. It's helping Amalia. I kind of almost vomited there a little bit. Yeah, that was semi-good. But that was a really neat way to run through this one. And for the record, we opened on the Valley Questcaller. We only got we got the offspring Bob pack tree pick one. We were able to okay, so definitely start here. Parting Gust work both ways. We can buy some time with this setup here. Also, it's nice that this instant. Definitely need to remember that we want to have double white up when we can. Only going for a Nettle Guard? That's fine. I'm going for this right now because it's kind of early. We're not in a rush to... I'm willing to take the damage, actually. Because I suspect our opponent just has to wait to pump. Also, our opponent being stuck on 2 lands is not quite helpful for them. Us drawing this many lands is also not quite helpful for us, but that's another story. I'm gonna go for this first. And that's the thing. If you have protection spells actually work better because like, oh, I'm willing to they're really cheap and they usually lock out the removal that hits. If our opponent goes for removal on there and we can Parting Gust, it is end step, so that's a good consideration there. I guess this is how we get. I guess this is how we start getting cards. That does give us a bit of a bang. Now let's see if our opponent is willing to spend removal on one of these Life Tree duos. They would probably prefer to spend it here, and I agree. Yeah, we're kind of the aggro deck here, so Green-White is also an aggro deck, so I'm really concerned why our opponent has not really played anything outside of Nettle Guard this early. Never mind. That was fast. Actually, from playing a bunch of jump-in games, I've also noticed it also. If you get the really fast start and you don't have answers in hand, you are better off just quitting early. It's a bit sad that this is what we're faced with. Yeah. Oh no, he's back. He's back. It's fine. He'll hit something. I might be forced to give you a fish. Also remember that Offspring is part of the additional cost, so blinking it doesn't do anything. I suspect our opponent might be playing a 3-color deck if well, they got stuck. They were delayed on one land. They've only played their 3rd land on turn 4. The fact they haven't played anything else since, so they're missing. Well, either that or yep, there's a Banishing Light. It is non-token creature. We're still gonna draw cards. It's might as well play that because we're not exactly hiding anything. Let's pop Lookout. That will help them find a land, so there we go. Oh, they are pure green-white. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice one. And the rapid response is nice too, so... yeah, I'm just gonna play this. This isn't... and of course... the opponent will block it for 1, that's fine. The plan is to now be able to have a rabbit response swing, and with Parting Gust as support. Like if our opponent drops a singular creature, now we're gonna gust that one away. Also kind of mean for... no, that's very mean. What did the mouse do? Or is that just how you say goodbye? Meanie. When it goes Builder's Talent for a wall. Okay. We could... this one also fits perfectly fine. So but we're still gonna hold this backup. Like even if we can't kill our opponent... this time we have nothing to return actually. So... opponent probably suspects we have the rabbit response. They're forced to block anyway at this point. Okay, there you go. They should take the opportunity to block that one. They might have a Sonic to Sonar Strike. They don't have a Bat, so they're not gonna gain life off this. So that's fine. Definitely keeping these two. And more importantly, they're just dead. Yeah, they were better off hitting one of our other creatures just to stay alive. That was fine. It was definitely not fun for our opponent. That was brutal beats for them. I might actually have to cut this stream a bit short. So I'm going to try to play as many games quickly as I can. From the time here, I have about 45 minutes before, or maybe a little less than. The reason I'm streaming early is because I'm setting apart time to take part in the second to the last Splatfest or Splatoon 3. This one, we can kind of buy some time here. I don't like that we don't have any black yet, and that is our minority color. I'm still going to keep it. Definitely not going to lead on this if I don't have a turn 3 plan. It does become awkward if I do draw into a turn 3 play that I can actually play, but it's fine. Options is fine. And at least we hit our black mana, so we can play Life Tree Duo. Does our opponent have a flash creature too? No. Parting Gust. Parting Gust being very flexible is actually... ooh, strike force. So definitely want to save for downwind ambusher. Our opponent could start swinging at us. Also, I don't mind trading these two because we do get to get cards back. Opponent's gonna go at us for 4. I don't mind. And again, the trick is I don't mind the trades also because we have the Hazel's Nocturne. That said, this is a super suspicious attack. At least we're leaving one in defense. Okay, opponent is gonna just take it. That's fine. That said, now we have the other option where we could do Downwind Ambusher just to block the Harvestite Host, maybe. And then Hazel's Nocturne that and whatever. Okay, opponent going for the Intrepid Rabbit. Now, if they go all in on this one, I could just block. I could just do the singular. Oh no, they're just dumping it all on the Strike Force. And that is why the Intrepid Rabbit is pretty good, though our opponent did split it. Oh wait, there's a lot of triggers here. So, opponent going for that. So we're gonna minimize the damage to us here. And just block with this. As we now hit our own Intrepid Rabbit. And this one, if we do so we definitely want to target this one at least once. And now we need to decide. I'm probably not going to swing with this one since I went all in on this one, so... Yeah, that's the trade I want to happen. Because it allows us to do Hazel's Nocturne next. Because it allows us to do Hazel's Nocturne next turn. We won't be able to play this right away. Hopefully we can hit another 2 drops so that so that our mana is not going to waste here. Vanishing Light takes out the Life Redual, trying to lock us out of Lifegain. Though at this point, Lifegain is not our plan anymore. Not quite yet. We still kind of want the synergies. Yeah, the Vigilance is annoying, but we'll have to make do with it. And right now, our opponent might have something. I have to force them to play it. I can't just keep sitting back on it. The alternate plan would have been to just wait for the swing, then get back the Intrepid Rabbit this way. That might have been better. But our opponent showing that they're willing to take damage is quite the thing itself. Feather of Light, give it flying. Okay. So they're gonna try to race us on the air. Yeah, the Strike Force is still gonna be annoying. We can't. Though if they don't have any more way of pumping its power, our Downwind Ambusher can kind of negate the damage a bit. Druid of the Spade. Ooh. Yeah, we need to. If we can nuke this token, we can get this down to size, but I probably would end up nuking the Strike Force here. Yeah, we just got really flooded here. That was not so fun. Yeah, this has trample anyway, so I don't see the point of... So now we're gonna see what our opponent's combat trick is. If it's a pump spell, it's annoying because I'm trying... Oh no, they're just gonna take it. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we actually have a Sonar Strike. They don't have a bat, so it's fine. We'll just have to take it. So the plot twist now is that let's see what our opponent does with 4 mana. Ooh, the vigilance and +X is annoying. Hold on. The trample is contingent on the token, so let's see what they targeted. Of course, they target the strike. It's a 5/10. It doesn't kill us yet. Now, do they have a way to pump this token? Then I'm in real trouble. Also, drawing this many lands really hurt us a lot here. They had the way to protect it. Okay, we can concede. That was our only out. I guess I should have played it right away. I shouldn't have tried to hold it back, but oh well. We were on the losing end already at that point. We didn't really hit any of our removal. We hit our colors, thank goodness. Otherwise, that would have been an even faster game. In fact, this kind of changes the paradigm. Normally, removal is the really good one. Now, it's combat tricks are the really good ones here. Especially the way they made some of them, like the white one we just had, +2/+2 and +1/+1 to another one optional. So yeah, definitely keeping this. Leads on rare right away. This one does take a while to get going though. I could see the argument of just playing the Warren Elder, but I kind of want to get turn 2, turn 3. We'll see what our turn 4 is. But yeah, green-white is the really strong one right now. Sonar Strike is an option, but I think I would rather just start generating this. Force them to use any combat tricks if they want. They probably won't. Mouse Trapper. Ooh, they definitely have targeting. So, yikes. Yeah, and you can see how really. Oh well. So we definitely want to Sonar Strike this one. Yeah, Hunter's Talent, probably one of the better uncommon talents here. When they're trying to race us, that's... Well, we do have a way to get this back. Unfortunately, we are now running low on white here, so at least we have... Do I want to take this one out or this one? Because this one is the more annoying one in general. Missing the white really hurts us here. Actually, the mana base of this set is really... Well, if our opponent goes all the way to level 3 this one, I'm actually... That's not the worst. hit white mana. Rid of the spade, but no tokens. This is still annoying. But they haven't leveled this up to 4 yet. We'll take the hit. Oh no, they have leveled up. They'll draw a card. Ugh. The incidental life gain for controlling a bat is really huge here. But yeah, our opponent can actually start... Oh no, they're missing one for forage. But they can start searching for squirrels, so that does make... Now this one is a real threat. This one's thankfully a rabbit. I can see a case where I'm forced to play this, but I really would hope not to. Yeah, opponent does have that, though. Ah, wow, we're kind of short here. I'm gonna go Offspring on this because it's a cheap way to start this one, and I can start some scrying into white mana. Like now, that would be really nice. So next turn we can Warren Elder or Life Tree Duo into Vanishing Light. Opponent going to go for that. Painful. Okay, so that grows. This one gets to put a counter. Oh wait, no, they didn't forage. So before they get to attack, yeah, definitely want that because there's an argument for taking this one out, but I think we can wait. Because next turn we can go Warren Elder, creatures you control get +1/+1. It doesn't quite punch through. Carrot Cake is also really good here. Let's swing first. Let's see how our opponent responds. If they have removal for Valley Questcaller, that kind of wrecks us a bit. Not too much though. I'm hoping they have Okay, good. Yeah, we will pump this. They might have a response. I don't have rabbit. They do have a rabbit response. So next turn we go Hazel's Nocturne, get stuff back. So we can get back Valley Questcaller and probably Flowerfoot Swordmaster. We're not out of the woods yet, but we've thankfully been able to. I kind of want to take Moonrise Cleric instead, but we really need to go white. And yeah, I want the Scry Triggers. Now our opponent. Now this is actually kind of greedy. But then again, it's better to force them to remove this now, so at least I can, rather than when I'm attacking. So they can just still hold for it. They're trying to demonstrate that they're flooded. Another Moonrise Cleric is good. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. In fact, we could technically swing right now. They don't have enough blockers, but holding up this much mana is telling me that they have a Moose. And okay, if they swung with the Moose, I won't have enough damage true, so I'm actually gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to keep going even wider. Now they might have the board wipe in white, which would be really nasty. Yeah, I have to assume they have the Moose. I'm gonna force them to play it. No, they just have the removal, and they're gonna give us fish. Okay. So that is why we did not attack. I guess I could have cracked this in response also, but the extra scry trigger was kind of redundant since I already knew what I was keeping up top. No, opponent conceded. Not there. Not bad. Three wins, 1 loss. Yeah, just keep going wide. It's mostly off the Swordmaster. We only drew the Intrepid Rabbit once. Well, not complaining. We have more opportunities to draw it. But I like the Lifegain plan as a side plan as well. Okay, definitely keeping this one. Opponent leads on Jolly Gerbil. We're gonna lead on Life Duo. Yeah, as you can see, green-white is way too prevalent for my liking. Is our opponent gonna give? Oh, no, just a draw card. That does make it annoying. Unless I Sonic Strike it right away. Oh wait, there's no 1-mana trick. There is a 1-mana trick. Come and get it. Well, okay, so at least we don't attack. In fact, I guess... Yeah, I pass. Oh yeah, I could still attack, but... Yeah, there is... that's why... Our opponent just did this for the Indestructible, though... That was super unnecessary. Well, thanks for the food. So now it's a question of can our Lifegain outpace this big fat gerbil? Also of note is that we still gained the life, so the next turn we probably just do Head of the Homestead. Again, keep gumming up the board. Our opponent is really incentive. Yeah, they just gave us the gift to draw a card. We're going to block. Let's force them to use their combat tricks. I'm also incentivized to just do Flowerfoot Sword Map. Nah, it's better to do the 1 card first, then split it later. Also, be very careful when our opponent does hit 6 mana, because... Let's see if they do have a trick. Sonar Strike. Okay, get it out of the way. At least they didn't gain life off it. So now that's the race we're faced with. Also, we have 2 creatures to get back if we do get the return spell. This one does get annoying. Like, it attacks with it. You'll untap that. I am gonna go wide here. Force them to again have their combat trick if they have it. No combat tricks, and that's fine with me. Because now I am free to swing at this one. It's their choice. They'll probably can double block this though, so maybe we wait on it a bit. Sonar Strike is good. We will wait. When it still doesn't have their 6 mana yet, but at least that's going to be tapped. Opponent goes Burrow Guard Mentor. This time we're the ones who don't have a bat, so we won't be gaining life off this, but we still have to get rid of it. And this one being a CDA means that if our opponent swings with this, okay, that's huge. Our opponent could just swing with that plane, and we'll just crack the food. And no, I don't see a reason to take it there. Unfortunately, it's not enough. I was hoping for blocks. That wasn't gonna happen. Yeah, we got unfortunate there. We got really unfortunate there. The combat trick really saved them a bit. If we had been able to take out that Gerbil early, we would have had a much better game plan. Oh well. 3 wins, 2 losses. I would prefer to at least get another one. Also, yeah, we were able to finally draw Intrepid Rabbit again. As far as our rares are concerned, yeah, we were able to get to play them. So pretty happy with how it turned out. It's just gonna be that last deal. Closing the deal. And also you see that there is the opportunity to lose to big rares, but actually there are a lot of big enough uncommons you can lose to. Okay, this one I'm fine with keeping. Yeah, I don't need to play this right away. We'll pass. I'll most likely play the Carrot Cake instead. Oh wait, nope. Never mind. We're not playing the Carrot Cake. I forgot. Okay, that's at least we now know that this is a this is an issue with these lands. These are only good for creature spells. And then it's a 2 token. I guess we now go sideways with this. So next turn we have options. We can go Darkstar Augur or Intrepid Rabbit. I would probably prefer to go Rabbit here. We'll play Carrot Cake. Yeah, Valley Questcaller, definitely keeping that at top. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna force them to use it while it's still early and it's not gonna kill us. Okay, we end up... Nice, we end up killing it instead. Opponent goes for a light shell duel. So this is where things get interesting. I might actually just play Darkstar Augur. If we're gonna lose this way, so be it. Opponent ended up giving up a Sticky Tongue Sentinel, so kind of semi-regretting that now. We do need to start making blocks here because we don't know how much life we're gonna gain or lose off this. Now if our opponent goes for the block, and yeah, we then just crack the carrot cake later. Opponent got greedy and went for the block. Then again, we also got greedy and went for the attack. Opponent knowing that we have Nocturnal Hunger is... Let's make it harder. Gonna make the creature token. We're gonna block it. Don't need an Uncharted Haven at this point. That also raises the question of how much mana do you actually want? And the reason we're blocking is because we know we're about to lose 3 life. And maybe more. So this one's fine. We Splash Lasher, tap target. I don't think I was gonna ever attack with that one, but okay. Ooh, yeah, it's a good thing we... Yeah, we'll give them the food. We don't have the life loss. Swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I can keep this one because I can do Intrepid into Vanishing Light, so that's our plan there. Also, we know that there's a land up top, so... Ooh, High Stride. Okay, they blocked the big one, and I'm fine with that. It will save me some life down the line. Opponent goes Night Fisher. Oh, and this is oh, it's a shame. Wait, this is a rabbit. This one makes other mice we control. Unfortunately, this would be the only one. Now, that said, I don't mind buffing this. Now, it only works on the first time, so I don't have to do it the second time. So I'll probably do the second time on this one. No, definitely don't need another one. That's gonna be painful, but I'll... I guess if our opponent wants to take that out, I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'm just offering the trade. Ooh, okay. Opponents. Surveil 2 is probably not good. This one doesn't quite help them. They probably just need to crack this to get back to 11. We're going down. Speaking of which, we ourselves go down to 11. But and the reason I go with this setup is so that we can. Yeah, we're definitely keeping the Intrepid Rabbit up top. So that we have a Lifegain trigger, we can dome them for 2. I think this should be enough. Probably should have swung all in. Though the 2 damage they deal would equal to this one, maybe. Yeah, we got there! Actually, it was in. Actually, their surveil was in. They, okay. So a while ago, when they were doing the surveil, they ended up discarding the Decay Tongue Sentinel. So this one. So they were missing lands at this point, but now they got flooded. They were now missing creatures. So pretty neat. Four wins. Let's see if we can get. Let's see if we can keep going. I heard that it's really hard to hit 7x. Right now, any game can be our last year. So, but I'm pretty happy with the number of wins we have so far. I definitely would like to keep going. Okay, so this one I'm keeping. It's not a strong keep. Again, we knew we have a lot of white cards. Maybe we should have actually. We could have rebalanced our lands, but we did have 9. We did have nine more than 9 black cards. So we did kind of have to keep this at 8. We're definitely keeping this hand as. This one's kind of greedy, but at least we can do turn 3 Warren Elder. Also, the music is. The nice thing is that most of the Offspring costs are generic. Okay, that's the worst thing for us. Right Blade Stoat. Now we kind of want to hit removal. Into a Carrot Cake. Yeah, opponent also into the Lifegain thing. I'm probably not going to be tangling with this anytime soon. Now I could have put +1/+1 Warren Elder to incentivize our opponent to block with this, but that's fine. Ooh, this is gonna be super risky. We kind of need to hit our land drops. There's an argument for playing Life Tree Duo first so that we don't lose that much life. Alternately, I could swing with Intrepid Rabbit first, hold up the Warren, threaten with Warren Elder, so maybe our opponent doesn't chump blocks with Rabbit. Yep. Or at least we can get a free hit. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it. No. No, don't get me wrong. This one was quite. Ooh, they had the Driftloom Coyote. That one's nuts here. So if I was gonna go for this, I definitely want to start chump blocking. I could just chump block with this just to preserve some life. Take the 2 for now. Though the sequencing, the first strike sequencing actually makes this better, but can't really do much about that. Also can't really do much about not hitting our double white. This one having vigilance is so annoying. Yeah, we are potential to lose here, so next turn we will start chump blocking and such. Jolly gerbils. So this one's gonna grow quite big. I could have actually blocked with one more just to have an extra creature. But for now, we're gonna take the hit. Now land. Okay, there's our land. Oh yeah, we can't cast it yet, so I could just wait on this. I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, also it doesn't trigger on the opponent's turn, so it's not really wasted. Ooh, they hit the Caretaker's Talent. That's pretty good. Make a copy, sure. That nets them an extra card, which can be problematic. So I need to figure out how to block here. Get some life back, but now this does become an issue again. Okay, that's a 1, and that's a land, and that's another land. Now, with that said, our opponent does have an additional trump card, hitting this on making the creature tokens cost 3. So we have to hold up Rabbit Response if our opponent decides to pump and swing. Also, I definitely do not mind trading Star Augur this time. Yeah, opponent's gonna go for it. Could give up the token. Let's pump this first. At least that way I don't... Oh, I actually don't have any rabbits. Okay. Let's see how our opponent goes. Giving us tapped fish, which I'm fine with, because it gives me more life. And so definitely block with this one. Guess token is fine. 22 to 24. I kind of still want to draw more cards, but I still also want to gain life. Okay, we'll give that up. Besides, we can get it back with Hazel's Nocturne. get our other Intrepid Rabbit, so let's see. Now, since I could get an Intrepid Rabbit back, okay, what I probably will do is actually just play the one Intrepid Rabbit now. Though that one's, I just realized it's meaningless. I guess we can encourage them to double block. Nope, just chump block. Okay, at least we got that out. Tangle Tumbler. Ooh, this is going to be very painful now. So we need to hit our removal. So this time we're gonna go on the ground here. This is gonna be a very long battle at this rate though. Also unfortunate that we used up our rabbit response already. Opponent, oh, they're just gonna keep going wide. This is gonna take very long. And I drew more cards than them, so cards might become an issue here. Though I'm probably gonna still lose to this Waxwing Witness if I can't get actual removal for it. No, Starseed meant. Okay. So this actually tells me that I want to hold back on the Warren Mentor so that I can keep getting more triggers this way. They'll probably start losing life, which is good for us because it does bridge the gap a bit. They will start pumping the heck out of this one, which is bad for us, but we just have to hit our removal spells. Maybe our opponent can draw into Jackdaw Savior. Oh, they have their own Banishing Light, of course. Though thankfully Banishing Light's non-land permanent, so if we can Banishing Light or Banishing Light, we can get this back. Kinda unlikely though. Yeah, we're probably gonna lose a bit. And they get to recycle creatures back. Though thankfully not the Coyote. Take a look. Ha! Oh, there's our Banishing Light. It gets, well, it's a long way off, so I probably don't mind it. Yeah, we now need to start setting this up. We need to start scrying deeper. Yeah, start scrying those cards away. Yeah, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 creatures. One that actually forgot to act. Oh, they might have used up their mana, so they weren't able to activate that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I guess I can wait a turn. I still have more removal. I don't have to do it right away. And if our opponent really goes wide, we can kind of go for them this way. Or I can just end it soon. Hello? Sige, mabikiti lang. Okay, or it looks like I could end this right here. Opponent holding back. Okay. Oh, this might be a problem. I guess I will try to close it. Yeah, because... Oh, there's our Nocturnal Hunger. Okay, we can wait a turn. But this gets it back from the graveyard to the battlefield, so it's a 4. They can get back the Bright Blade Stoat, which is annoying, but not... Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It'll cost 3, so we'll only be left with 7. We'll only have 1 activation. Let's pass. Yeah, but this will definitely be the last game of the match. I might... at least for the stream, I might be able to put an addendum for the... I might be able to put an addendum for the next... Yeah, if I do when I do continue this. I'm just thinking about what they could get back. I guess we take again for now. That's fine. Because it means they've invested it all there. So I can just snipe it. I have to give them a food. They get to draw a card too. And gain a life. So if I swung with all of... Well... Yeah, I can. I'm gonna have to try to end it now. If we lose, we lose. And I'm only doing this because, yeah, my time is kind of up already. At least if I lose this one, it gives me a clean cut of the video. So it's a shame it ends that way. It also forces our opponent to really consider their blocks. Like, they could eat the fish. Yeah, they have considered that I got 1 activation. I wish I could get 2. Those are chump blocks. Or they may have their own rabbit response and then it's really all over for us. Yep, they did. We can... I want to see the aftermath here, but we can safely concede this. They've been sandbagging it the whole time. They were waiting for us to attack. So we got some damage true, but they will kill us in the crackback. Well, it was going to happen at some point. Our opponent was building up resources. We were not going to be able to catch up. We didn't have our own rabbit response anymore. Oh well. But credit to our opponent, they didn't really have that much on their own rares as well. Oh well, so much for that 5th win, but 4 wins is quite respectable, especially for our first draft. I will take it. That's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. So, very nice haul. 4 packs. One of them was from our reward track. So let's take a look. What I am noticing is that a lot of the mechanics are very specific. So we really have to look for mechanics that are much more flexible. I'm liking the white black life gain life loss mechanic a lot because it can fit in as a very nice side mechanic to other ones. Like it fit well with rabbits. I could try fitting it with mice. It may or may not work, it depends. But it does work well with rabbits, so we got that working. And it's pretty flexible there. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.